Welcome back, everyone. We are here in the beautiful city of Utrecht.
Utrecht. If you've been following us since the beginning, you're probably like, hey, why the heck are you doing a video on Utrecht? You did a video on Utrecht in the very beginning. If you watched that video, you know that we've gotten a lot better. So we feel like we didn't do Utrecht justice. And
yeah, there's a lot here that we really didn't get into and a lot more that we want to explore. A lot of things that are going to be interesting to go check out. A lot of things we didn't even know existed when we came here the first time.
Yeah, we've been back a few times between then and now. So we feel like we're better versed to talk about the city and its beauty.
So stay tight as we go explore around, do a few things that we didn't get to last time.
And a few of your suggestions.
Yeah, we got a couple things that some of the people who've watched some of our videos say that we should definitely go check out while we're here in Utrecht. So we're going to go do that.
I'm excited. First, coffee.
First, coffee. We're going to get coffee right now, and we're going to go to one of Tracy's favorite places. The coffee is pretty good, but that's not why Tracy loves it.
I don't know if they're still going to be there, but...
So the past few times we come to Utrecht, they've had 2 cats there, and they're just hanging out and want to play. And
they want to be pet, and I want to pet them. So, very, very excited.
Let's go find some coffee and some kitties. Behind us right there is the coffee place.
We're probably going to butcher it, but Café Boonschach.
Café Boonschach, yeah. And no kitties today, but it's very, very cute. And the coffee is really tasty.
I think it's probably the best matcha latte in Utrecht. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You got a better place to get a matcha latte. Tracy's very interested to know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I think there's some cool tunnel around here that I want to go check out.
Oh, okay. That sounds creepy.
Let's go find it. So we're walking along the old canal, which I think is called the...
Oude Gracht.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to say that one right. But we talked a little bit about it in our first video, but now we've actually been here a few more times. We know what we're looking for. There's a really cool place that Tracy took me to not too long ago that's down on the lower level, but it's got all these great whiskeys and things from around the world.
And it still has the brick and the beautiful curves to the architecture underneath. It's a really fun place to hang out.
That place is called the Malt Vault. It's really neat. If you want rum, we talked a little bit about Rum Club, the last place. But if you just want some food or some really cool experiences, you can go down there. There's tons and tons of boats that pass by that you can get a real cool experience.
I think you can pick up paddle boats down there and paddle along the canals. It's really, really cool. And this is definitely the more touristy area. The parts of Utrecht that we've sort of fallen in love with in the last year are the streets a couple streets over.
Yeah. So let's go find this tunnel. I think we've walked over this at least 30 times. We've been directly above this and never even knew this was here.
It's really cool. Very Instagrammable.
Yeah, if you're coming in looking for a photo, there's tons of really cool graffiti that's all fluorescent in the lights. You can see it changing behind me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you can access this from the lower level of the canal, the old canal, or if you go that way, right behind us, it pops right back up where there's some stores and some shops and a couple of places to have lunch or hit a cafe.
Super cool. No idea this was here.
If you have a chance to come check it out, I bet it's really good at night.
Yeah.
This right behind us is the Dom Tower.
This always happens to us. When we went to London, Big Ben was under construction. We finally decide to come to the Dom Toren and scaffolding.
You can still go up it, and I hear
Yes.
that on a clear day you can see all the way to Amsterdam.
Which is pretty cool. It does require a tour guide. It's 465 steps, and it takes about an hour. So
I think there's also an elevator I saw, but yeah, it's a long ways up there.
but it's 368 feet, or it's 112 meters, maybe. And it sits on the site where Utrecht was founded 2,000 years ago, which
That's
is
pretty
pretty neat.
And right on the other side of us, so if we turn around,
The Dom Kerk.
yes. And here, you were telling me there's some really cool gardens that are around here.
Yeah, I think there's a little hofje with some really pretty gardens that we might go check out. I don't think the tower is in the cards for us today.
Yeah, I agree. I already don't like being up that high anyways, and with something under construction, I think it's for the best.
Okay.
We're over here, I believe it's called the Florahof, which is...
it's like right kind of in the shadows of the Dom Toren. It's a beautiful little hofje.
We've kind of not really covered a little bit of our thoughts of Utrecht, but I think that's important considering that it's the 900-year anniversary of Utrecht.
Yeah, we started seeing signs like from the minute we got off of the train station, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We've been walking around Utrecht a little bit now. What are your thoughts on the city now that you've been here a few times?
It kind of feels like a mini version of Amsterdam, like less touristy.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's got all the great parts of all the history and all the cool things that go along with it, but if you do see tourists here, most of them are not here on their stag night or their hen night. They're not here to hit up every coffee shop in a 2-kilometer radius. It doesn't have that funk, the smell that you get when you walk around Amsterdam.
Yeah, and it is a university city as well, kind of like Leiden, but on a much bigger scale, I think.
Yeah, and there's some really pretty university buildings. I could see where you spend a lot of time here.
Yeah, we also went to, there was like a little garden next to the Dom Kerk, and absolutely stunning. So stunning that there were 2 brides getting their photos done there, and I can understand why.
I think next up we're going to go visit a train museum.
The Spoorweg Museum?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. I don't really know what to expect.
Kind of curious. You're like gonna nerd out.
Maybe. We'll see. Let's go. Our next stop for Utrecht is a little further out than the main city center, but we're over here at the train museum, which is the...
Spoorweg Museum?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sounds right. Well, we don't know if it is.
This one was highly recommended to come out and check out. Lots of cool stuff here. We took a train here, which was...
From Utrecht Central.
Yeah, which is appropriate. And
It drops you off right here at the museum, which is neat.
And I think there's tons and tons here to do with families. I've seen a lot of families here.
I'm pretty sure we're the only ones who are childless, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Let's see what it's up. Let's check it out. right behind us, this is really cool. So this is a big platform that they use to be able to turn the engine around. So if you actually look over that way, there's a couple of different doors, portals that these can go through, but the engine may need to get turned to point a different way. So this turntable here allows it to actually spin around. So it's really cool. I've never actually seen one of these in real life, and it's really cool to see.
This is probably the coolest room we've been in. Some really neat train cars. There's one that looks like it belonged to the Orient Express. That's a dining car. We'll show you in a minute. And then this one, Utrecht Zeist. The plush interior. All of these amazing trunks. I want all of these. I want to make a coffee table out of one of these. This is awesome.
This is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, we're not like huge train people. There are a couple of people that we follow on YouTube that will watch their train content.
But theirs are more like they took a train to a place, not so much visiting like the history of trains.
Right, exactly. What were your favorite things?
I really enjoyed seeing like the turntable and some of the old trains, like the dining cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I know your favorite thing. Was it the room with all the trunks?
No, I did enjoy that. Actually, when you get dropped off by the train, you sort of miss where you would come in if you parked, which is like where all the waiting rooms are for the different classes. There's the royal waiting room. Super cool. It's got some very castle-y type vibes to it. So of course I'm loving that. But
so if you do come in the train and you exit from the train, it's completely possible to miss this as a whole.
yeah, we almost skipped it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't.
I will say, if you're coming here, this is very kid heavy.
So many children, which is fine. It's just a lot of children.
Yeah. So if you're coming here with your kids, I highly recommend. There's going to be so much stuff for them to run around, go do. If you're coming without your kids, there's still some pretty interesting things to see here, but be warned that a lot of the stuff is either going to be kid-focused or tons of kids crawling around it.
And screaming.
Yeah. Speaking of trains and stops, we have one more stop on this trip today.
Wouldn't be a TNT Go Dutch video without a little food content. So we're heading to a restaurant we've never been to before.
That I'm really excited about.
So stay tuned.
Let's go. So that was the Kaasbar, which is to give you the run of it, was a revolving conveyor belt cheese restaurant.
22 Dutch cheeses, and they all have these accoutrements that go with them that enhance the flavor of the cheese. Really cool concept.
We've seen a lot of conveyor belt sushi in the U.S. It's a big thing, but I've never seen it done as the cheese concept. I think it'd be really good in the U.S.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. The blue cheese ice cream we finished off the meal with was really interesting.
Yeah, it was good. I would say that maybe don't come right at the opening because they're still setting up a lot. So that took a little while for us to get to some of the things we wanted because they were taking a little while to get everything set up, but everything was really, really good.
Yeah, and as we were leaving, it was getting quite packed. So, and we don't really like being around a ton of people, so we try to go right at opening. So.
And I think that's going to wrap us up.
That was our revisiting of Utrecht. Hopefully we did it a little more justice than we did from our first video. If you are interested in seeing that, we will link it below. There's some different things we talk about in this one.
Yeah, it's cool coming here a little bit now that I know a little bit more about like how things operate in the Netherlands and things like that. So it's less of a fresh, we've been here for less than a month and a half at that point, to somebody who's been here for almost a year.
Yeah, and speaking of 1 year, in the next couple weeks, we will have our 1 year update out for you guys.
So next week, we're doing something kind of special. If you like seeing redheads like Tracey and I, you'll really like next week's video.
Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.